Okay, so last night I was at this bar with some colleagues, and the bill came to like $200. And this new guy from accounting literally said, "Sorry, guys, I forgot my wallet at home." Like, come on, that's the oldest trick in the book.
Oh no, not the classic forgot my wallet move. That's brutal. What did everyone do?
Well, here's where it got awkward. My manager just went, "Don't worry about it, we'll cover you this time." But you could feel the vibe shift, you know? Like everyone was mentally taking notes.
Yeah, because nobody forgets their wallet when it's their birthday and people are buying them drinks, right? It's always when the bill comes. But that actually reminds me of something that happened to me last week that I need to tell you about.
Ooh, money drama. I'm here for it.
So, my roommate Jake comes to me and goes, "Hey man, I'm a little short this month. Can you spot me for rent and I'll get you back next Friday?" And I was like, "Sure, no problem." That was 3 weeks ago.
Wait, he still hasn't paid you back?
Not a single dollar. And the worst part is, I saw him post pictures from this fancy steakhouse over the weekend. Like, dude, you owe me $800 and you're out here eating $60 ribeyes?
Okay, that's infuriating. Have you said anything to him?
That's the thing. I don't even know how to bring it up without sounding like I'm nagging. Like, what do I say? Hey, I noticed you have money for expensive dinners, but not for the rent you owe me?
Yes, that's exactly what you say, Carlos. You need to get comfortable having uncomfortable money conversations. This is actually something so many people struggle with in English. And it's not even about the language, it's about the culture.
What do you mean?
Okay, so in a lot of cultures, talking about money directly is considered rude or taboo, right? But in English speaking countries, especially in the US, being direct about money is actually more respectful than dancing around it. Like your roommate probably thinks you forgot about it because you haven't mentioned it.
Huh, I never thought about it that way. I guess I was raised to think that bringing up money makes you seem cheap or petty.
Exactly. But here's the secret there are specific phrases native speakers use to talk about money without sounding aggressive. You just need to know them. Want me to teach you?
Please, because I clearly need help.
All right, so first, let's talk about your roommate situation. Instead of avoiding it, you could just casually say, "Hey, Jake, when you get a chance, can you settle up with me for last month's rent?" See how that sounds? You're not attacking him, you're just reminding him.
Settle up. I like that. It sounds so much better than pay me back the money you owe me.
Right? And if he tries to dodge it, you can follow up with, "I need to square things up by the end of the week because I've got bills coming up." That way, you're giving him a deadline without being confrontational.
Square things up. Okay. I'm taking mental notes here. What else?
Okay, here's another one that people mess up all the time. Let's say you're out with friends and someone suggests going to this expensive restaurant, but you're trying to save money or you just don't want to spend that much. What do you say?
I usually just go along with it and then regret it when I'm eating ramen for the next 2 weeks.
Stop doing that. Here's what you say. "That place looks amazing, but it's a little steep for me right now. What if we tried that taco place instead?" See? You're not saying you're broke, you're not making excuses, you're just redirecting.
A little steep. That's so much better than saying I can't afford it.
Exactly. Because "I can't afford it" makes people uncomfortable. But saying something is steep or pricey is totally normal. Native speakers say this all the time, even rich people. It's not about how much money you have, it's about whether you think something is worth the price.
Okay, this is actually really helpful. What about when you're already at the restaurant and the bill comes? Because that's always so awkward.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so there are basically three scenarios, right? Either someone's treating, you're splitting, or you're each paying for what you ordered. The key is to establish this before you order, not after.
How do you do that without being weird about it?
It's actually super easy. When you sit down, someone usually says something like, "Should we get some appetizers to share?" That's your opening. You can say, "Yeah, let's do it. Are we splitting everything evenly or doing separate checks?"
And that's not rude?
Not at all. It's practical. People appreciate clarity. The awkwardness comes from not talking about it, and then everyone's confused when the bill arrives.
Okay, but what if you want to treat someone? Like, I took my mom out for her birthday and I wanted to pay for everything.
Perfect example. So when the server comes over, before your mom can even reach for her purse, you say, "Mom, this is on me. Happy birthday." Simple, direct, sweet.
This is on me. I've heard that phrase, but I never really understood why we say it that way.
Honestly, I don't think anyone knows the origin, but it's just a standard phrase for when you're picking up the tab. You can also say, "I've got this," or "This one's mine," or "Let me get this."
What if someone tries to fight you on it? Like, no, no, I'll pay.
Then you just insist. You go, "Seriously, I want to. You can get the next one." Or if it's a birthday or special occasion, you say, "Nope, it's your birthday." No arguments.
You can get the next one. I say that all the time, but then I always forget who was supposed to get the next one.
Oh, everyone does. That's just a polite thing people say. Half the time, there is no next one, or you both forget about it. It's more about the gesture than the actual accounting.
Speaking of accounting, what about when you actually do need to keep track? Like when you're traveling with friends and everyone's chipping in for the Airbnb, gas, groceries, all that.
Okay, this is where apps like Venmo or Splitwise are a lifesaver. But the phrases are important too. You'd say, "I'll grab the groceries for now and you guys can Venmo me your share later." Or, "Let's all chip in $50 for gas and accommodation."
Chip in. That's another one I've heard, but wasn't sure about.
It just means contribute or pitch in. Like, we're all chipping in to get Sarah a wedding gift. Everyone's contributing a little bit.
Got it. What if someone in the group is always conveniently forgetting to chip in or Venmo you back?
Ugh, the worst. Okay, so you have to be direct but casual. You send them a message like, "Hey, just a reminder, you still owe me $40 from the beach trip. Can you send that over when you get a chance?"
And if they keep making excuses?
Then you stop lending them money and you stop including them in group expenses. Like if you're ordering delivery, you say, "I'm putting in an order. Send me your part before I submit it. Cash up front, no credit."
That's kind of savage, but I respect it.
It's not savage, it's boundaries. You can be nice and still protect yourself. Native speakers do this all the time. They just do it with a smile and polite phrases.
Okay, what about at work? Because money conversations at the office are a whole different beast.
Oh, absolutely. So first rule, never, ever ask a coworker how much they make. That's like the biggest taboo in American workplace culture.
Really? Even if you're friends?
Even then, it's risky. If you want to know what a position pays, you ask HR or you look it up on sites like Glassdoor. You don't ask your colleague directly.
What if they bring it up?
If they volunteer the information, that's fine. Like, "I just found out I'm getting paid $15,000 less than the guy who started after me." Then you can engage, but you never ask first.
What about office collections? Like when someone's leaving and they're doing a group gift?
Okay, so someone will usually send around an email like, "We're collecting for Jessica's going away gift. If you'd like to contribute, please give $10 to $20 to Marcus by Friday."
And what if you can't afford it or you barely know the person?
You have two options. One, you contribute a smaller amount, like $5, or two, you just don't contribute and sign the card when it comes around. Nobody's keeping a list of who donated. And if they are, that's weird and you shouldn't feel guilty.
That's good to know because I always feel pressured to give even when I don't want to.
Stop doing that. Your money, your choice. You can say, "I'm sitting this one out, but I'll definitely sign the card." Done.
Okay, here's a question that's been bugging me. When you're out with a group and everyone's drinking at different speeds, how do you handle the bill fairly?
Oh, the eternal struggle. So there are a few approaches. If everyone's drinking about the same amount, you just split it evenly. Easy.
But what if someone's ordering top shelf liquor and everyone else is drinking house wine?
Then, before you order, someone needs to say, "Are we splitting this evenly or doing itemized?" And if someone's clearly about to order expensive stuff, you can preemptively say, "Just so everyone knows, I'm going itemized tonight because I'm only having one drink."
Is that rude?
No, it's smart. The rude thing is ordering a bunch of expensive stuff and then expecting everyone to subsidize your choices when they're having water and appetizers.
True. I went to a dinner once where this one person ordered 3 cocktails, an appetizer, and the most expensive entree, and then suggested we split it evenly. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, that person sucks. And honestly, in that situation, you're allowed to speak up. You can say, actually, I'd prefer to just pay for what I had. And usually, other people will jump in and agree.
What's a polite way to say no if someone asks to borrow money from you?
This is tough because it depends on who's asking and why. But the safest phrases are ones that are sympathetic but firm. Like, I wish I could help, but I'm not in a position to lend money right now.
What if they push back?
Then you repeat yourself. I understand it's tough, but I really can't swing it right now. You don't owe anyone an explanation. No is a complete sentence.
But how do you say no without ruining the friendship?
Here's the thing. If someone gets mad at you for not lending the money, they're not a good friend. Real friends respect your boundaries. But you can soften it by offering other help. Like, I can't lend you money, but I can help you look at your budget or find resources.
That's actually really thoughtful.
Right? Because sometimes people just need support, not cash. But also, let me tell you something my dad told me. Never lend money you can't afford to lose, because there's a good chance you're not getting it back.
Your dad sounds wise.
He is. He also said if you do lend money to a friend, consider it a gift in your mind. That way, if they pay you back, great. If they don't, you're not stewing over it.
That's actually brilliant. Takes the pressure off.
Exactly. But honestly, the best policy is to just not lend money to friends unless it's a tiny amount you don't care about.
What counts as a tiny amount?
Like $20 or less. If someone asks you to spot them $10 for lunch, whatever. But if they're asking for hundreds of dollars, that's a loan, not a favor, and you need to treat it seriously.
Okay, different topic. What about tipping? Because I always feel like I'm messing this up.
Tipping culture is insane in the US, not gonna lie. But here's the standard. 15 to 20% for good service at restaurants, 20% or more for excellent service.
What if the service is bad?
You can go lower, like 10%, but you should probably also say something to the manager because servers rely on tips to live, so only punish them financially if the bad service was really their fault.
What about tipping for takeout?
That's becoming more common, but it's not required. If you do tip on takeout, 10% is fine, but nobody's going to judge you for not tipping when you're literally just picking up a bag.
And delivery?
Always tip delivery drivers, like minimum $5, but usually 15 to 20% of the order. Those people are using their own gas and car to bring you food. Don't be cheap.
What about coffee shops? The iPad always flips around and suggests like 20% for a $4 latte.
Okay, this is a controversial topic. Technically, you don't have to tip for counter service, but a lot of people throw in $1 or select the lowest percentage option just to be nice. It's up to you.
The iPad makes me feel so guilty though.
I know, that's intentional, but you're allowed to hit no tip if you're just getting a regular coffee. Save your tips for sit-down service or delivery.
This is all so helpful. What about negotiating, like at a farmer's market or a garage sale?
Totally acceptable. You can say, would you take $15 for this? Or is this your best price? Most people expect a little negotiation in those settings.
What about in retail stores?
Generally, no, unless it's a small independent shop or you're buying multiple items. You could say, if I buy both of these, could you do 10% off? Sometimes they'll work with you.
And what about negotiating your salary?
Always, always negotiate. When they make you an offer, you say, thank you so much for the offer. I'm really excited about this opportunity. Is there any flexibility on the salary?
What if they say no?
Then you say, I understand. What about additional vacation days or a signing bonus? There's usually room to negotiate something.
I've never negotiated a salary before. I just took what they offered.
Carlos, you're probably leaving thousands of dollars on the table. Companies expect you to negotiate. They often make the first offer lower than what they're actually willing to pay.
I had no idea. I thought negotiating made you seem greedy.
That's what they want you to think. Look, knowing how to talk about money in English isn't just about vocabulary. It's about being confident and advocating for yourself.
You're right. I need to get better at this.
We all do. Money is uncomfortable for everyone, but it doesn't have to be. Once you learn these phrases and practice using them, it becomes so much easier.
Okay, so let me practice. Let's say you and I went to lunch and I forgot my wallet. What would I say?
Go for it.
Hey Maya, I'm so sorry. I totally spaced and left my wallet at home. Can you cover me today and I'll Venmo you as soon as we get back?
Perfect. See? That was natural and clear. And now let me respond. Yeah, no problem. The total was $28 with tip, so just send me 14.
I'll send it to you right now, actually. What's your Venmo?
And just like that, no awkwardness. The transaction is clear and you're handling it immediately.
This is so much better than the alternative, which is me panicking and trying to Venmo you secretly under the table so the server doesn't see.
Right? Just communicate. Okay, let's try another scenario. I want to treat you to dinner for helping me move apartments. What do I say?
Okay, so we sit down and you say,
Carlos, this dinner is on me. You saved my life with that move. Order whatever you want.
Are you sure? You don't have to do that.
I'm positive. Consider it payment for your biceps and truck.
Well, in that case, I'm getting the steak. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
See how smooth that was? Clear communication, gratitude, everybody's happy.
I'm actually feeling so much more confident about this now.
Good. Because honestly, most native speakers aren't born knowing this stuff either. We all had to learn it through awkward experiences and mistakes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I once went on a date where the guy suggested splitting the check, which was fine, but then he calculated his half down to the cent and asked me to pay for part of his appetizer because I had one bite. One bite.
No way.
I'm serious. Never saw him again.
That's insane. So what's the etiquette on dates anyway?
It varies, but generally, whoever asks should be prepared to pay or at least offer to pay. But a lot of people just split it nowadays. The key is to have the conversation early. Like when you're making plans, you can say, want to grab dinner? My treat. Or want to grab dinner and we can split it.
That makes sense. Takes the guesswork out of it.
Exactly. And if someone offers to pay for you, you can say, that's really kind, but I'm happy to split it. Or you can just graciously accept and say, thank you so much. I'll get the next one.
I always feel weird when someone offers to pay for me.
A lot of people do. But here's the thing. Sometimes people genuinely want to treat you. It makes them happy. So let them. Just say thank you and maybe return the favor someday.
That's fair. Okay, last question. What's the weirdest money phrase you've heard someone mess up?
Oh man, I had a student once who wanted to say something was expensive, and she said, that costs an arm and a foot.
An arm and a foot?
Yeah, instead of an arm and a leg. I understood what she meant, but it was pretty funny.
That's hilarious. I probably say stuff like that all the time without realizing it.
We all do. That's how language learning works. You try, you mess up, you laugh, you remember the right way. The important thing is you're trying.
Well, thanks to you, I'm going to go home and have a very direct conversation with Jake about the rent he owes me.
Yes, do it. And text me after and let me know how it goes.
I will. And next time we go out, lunch is on me. For real.
I'm holding you to that. But seriously, I'm glad we talked about all this. Money stuff stresses everyone out, but it doesn't have to be this big, scary thing.
Agreed. And honestly, I feel like I learned more about English culture in this conversation than I did about vocabulary.
That's because language and culture are totally connected. You can't really understand one without the other.
Well, you're a great teacher, even when you're not trying to be.
Aw, thanks, Carlos. Now, go get your money.